What is going on, people? TripleM back again with another video, and tonight we've got to talk about one of the most dramatic and unexpected conclusions to what has been a genuinely amazing World Cup. Argentina and Lionel Messi have finally triumphed. They finally jumped the hurdle. They finally destroyed the barrier. The elusive trophy that has eluded Lionel Messi throughout his entire international career. So much so that he decided to take an early retirement after 2014, after the disappointment against Germany. And then he came out of retirement. He won the Copa America. That wasn't enough because the Copa America isn't that competitive. The AFCON's more competitive. The Euros is more competitive. Heck, even Asia's more competitive when it comes to Messi because the goalposts are constantly shifting. Everybody who's not a fan of Messi always tries to use the fact that he hasn't done it at international level to beat him with the stick and say he is not my GOAT because he hasn't done it for Argentina. Well, you can't escape this one now, can you? Because he's won the World Cup, the most prestigious and glorious competition in all of sport is now in the hands of Argentina once again, but for the first time in the hands of Lionel Messi. Oh my word. I'm so happy for this little fella. What a poetic ending to what has been a phenomenal career. And I'm sure he'll continue playing. I'm sure he'll sign a new contract with PSG or perhaps go back to Barcelona. But this is the end for me. This is it. This is it. He's done it. He already had nothing to prove coming into this World Cup, but now it's officially done and dusted. He's got nothing else that he needs to show the world. This is it. This is it. He's done it. He's completed football. He's won a Champions League. He's won a league title. He's won, obviously, all the domestic trophies, both in Spain and now in PSG as well. Then he went on to win the Club World Cup. Then he went on to win a lot of prestigious solo awards, right? Obviously, the Ballon d'Or being the most prestigious one. But even beyond that, winning Golden Boot Awards, being one of the most creative players of his generation and of football, period. Matching Diego Maradona in almost every metric possible. And then he went on to do the impossible, to put the cherry on the proverbial cake and finally take care of the skeleton that has haunted him since 2014, since missing that penalty, since that very, very poor final against Germany in 2014. This is football. This is football. This is the game we love. Oh my word. And by the way, shout out to Kylian Mbappe, casually scoring a hat-trick in the face of adversity, in the face of defeat, in the face of embarrassment, in the face of a lackluster performance. Somehow, this man, cooler than an ice cube's piss, cooler than a cucumber, cooler than ice itself, casually just scoring a hat-trick like it's another day in the office, like it's just another day for Kylian Mbappe. No smiles, no laughter, just business, straight face. Even in the penalties, didn't really flinch. Didn't really celebrate his penalty that much. Did everything in his power. He had a quiet game, but it wasn't his fault. France just really struggled to get the ball up the field because Argentina were not only dominating possession, but were extremely rigid in their 4-2-4 defensive system. And that system obviously changed when they went 2-0 up, blah, 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 blah. But I'm not going to analyze the game tactically because I can't be asked. The dopamine in my brain right now is just going crazy because I have just witnessed one of the greatest finals in World Cup history. And I know some people will say that's a bit reactionary. I know some people will say, well, clearly you're exposing your age because clearly the World Cup in 1982 and Italia 90 and this World Cup and that World Cup were much better because back in my day, football used to be much better. Well, I'm sorry. For all you older viewers out there, I've only been on this earth for X amount of time. So for me, this is the greatest World Cup I've seen and I'm not apologizing for it because this was genuinely entertaining. I wasn't feeling this World Cup. In the build-up, I wasn't feeling it. Not because of the political issues off the field, but just on the field. It's a Winter World Cup. Lots of star players are missing. Just the quality was missing. I wasn't feeling it. I was very pessimistic. After the Ecuador game, I was very pessimistic. After the Netherlands versus Senegal game, I was very pessimistic. I was saying this World Cup is trash, this, that, and the other. I was talking a lot of trash on this World Cup. Then Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia. And my eyebrows raised. And I was like, hello. Then Morocco drew to Croatia. Then Serbia and Ghana had that crazy 3-3 draw. And obviously Ghana, the game before that, had that crazy 3-2 game against Portugal. Then a lot started happening. All of a sudden, there was upsets here, upsets there. Japan beating Germany 2-1. Spain beating Costa Rica 7-0. England beating Iran 6-2, right? There was suddenly something to talk about. There was suddenly some flavor, suddenly some narratives building up. And then the cherry on the cake, Morocco finished top of their group, but that wasn't enough. Morocco beat Spain, but that wasn't enough. Portugal, that wasn't enough. Then they put in the performance they did against France. And despite going 2-0 down and obviously not winning that game, they made us proud as Africans. And that wasn't enough because Croatia on the other side of the bracket were like, what's up? What's up, Brazil? What's up? We can beat you. And they did beat them. They made it all the way to the semi-final. And that wasn't enough because Argentina, in dramatic fashion, also making the World Cup semi-final, also having a very not so graceful path to the World Cup final. And then they come up against France. They go 2-0 up. Everything seems set. Everybody's complaining about the referees. Everybody's saying Argentina are rigged. This World Cup's rigged. This World Cup's ruined. This, that, and the other. It's boring. It's this, it's that. And then Kylian Mbappe gets a penalty. Kylian Mbappe scores the penalty. Kylian Mbappe scores a volley from a very difficult angle, produces one of the most magnificent shots of the tournament and one of the most magnificent goals of the tournament virtually out of nothing. And that wasn't enough because Lionel Messi, the short midget at the other end, scores a goal. Lots of debate. Is it offside? Did it cross the line? Messi didn't care. He was in the crowd. He was celebrating, but that wasn't enough because Kylian Mbappe at the other end gets another penalty, puts it in the back of the net, cooler than a cucumber. But that wasn't enough. We then went to penalties. Mbappe scores. Messi scores. The narrative is set. Who walks up next? It's Kingsley Coman. He misses his penalty. Chouameni misses his penalty. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Because remember, Paredes still needs to score his penalty. And he does. And he does. And Argentina win the game in a penalty shootout. And by the way, can I just say, between you and me, Argentina were the better team for the regulation time. I'm not so sure about extra time, but in regulation time, Argentina dominated the possession. Argentina dominated the total shots, dominated the chances created. And just in terms of the ebb and flow of the game and the eye test, I thought they were the better team. So how France wiggled their way back into their game, who knows? Actually, I do know. I do know how France did it. I know exactly how France wiggled their way back into the game. It's so obvious. It is so obvious. It is so obvious. It's all thanks to Kylian Mbappe. But I feel like he needed to lose this game. He needed that humbling, right? That penalty shot that he missed against Switzerland in the Euros, that wasn't enough. That wasn't enough. I think this was a bit of a humbling. This was to make his career seem somewhat normal because it's getting out of hand. This kid would have won 2 World Cups at the age of 24. That's too much. That's too much. It's too much. You know, it's too much. We just need to bring him down a peg, you know? His career's been too perfect. He needed that humbling. Anyways, it's been your boy TripleM. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace.